Let's get it poppin', it's the Prophet Zamar, LOZ soldier, and Yahweh told me, wake up my people, it's almost over. In the synagogue of Satan been faking, we gon' expose them. So is iron rusted, so is his wickedness, they corroded. And John 3:16, the only verse these Christians quoting. I'm looking at them like, what the hell y'all been smoking?
Hey, let me talk to y'all right quick. Where are you from, brother?
Man? I'm from London.
From London. What's your ethnicity?
Half Moroccan, half English.
Half English. Yeah.
Well, very biblical name, Joshua Abraham Shepherd.
That's the name, Joshua Abraham.
I'm rolling with the Bible today.
Right.
Matthew and Joshua.
Absolutely, Matthew and Joshua. That's spiritual, right? So we're going to get to the scriptures, right? Now, the Bible has a chosen people, right? The so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, right? Even though we all come from Adam, there was a chosen seed line out of Adam. And that's who received the covenants, the promises, the glory of God. Only that one nation of people, and that's the Israelites. Are you familiar with that?
Correct.
Right? So you love God? You believe in God?
Yeah.
The biblical God. Yeah. Not like Krishna and Shiva. Not like not the Indian gods. Not like no. We're talking about the Bible, the man that made heaven and earth. That's the God you believe in, right? So Yahweh. Right, Yahweh. Right, you look at the Tetragrammaton, the YHWH. When you translate it to the modern in the Paleo Hebrew, it's Yahweh. Right, because the ancient Hebrew was a consonantal language, meaning the only vowels was A. Right, so when you see YHWH, that's Yahweh. Right, the only vowel that was in ancient Hebrew was A. So it couldn't be Yahweh, right, and have an E in there if the only vowel was A. You understand? So it's Yahweh. Yahweh. Yeah, Abba Yahweh, right? You see what I'm saying? That's why I say Abba, right? Let me show you something about loving God, right? Hold that right quick. Give me the book of what you holding?
I had Ezekiel chapter, I believe, 23.
Yeah, hold that right quick. And what you holding, King? All right, hold that. Give me the book of 1 John chapter 5 and 3. So you believe in the Bible, the God of the Bible, right?
Yeah.
You believe in the God of the Bible? So what do you believe in?
To be honest, I really don't give a fuck about none of this. I'm just here to support.
You just hear the vibe. Okay, so you hear the voice of God. That's cool.
I don't believe in none of that. For me, all of that shit is bogus. I try.
So what's that mean though? What's that cross mean?
Huh?
What's that cross mean?
This ain't a. Oh, this is not. This is not. No, this is not really. And I'm repping it because of the Rasta color.
Oh.
So
you're an Egyptian Rasta.
No, it ain't got nothing to, I just like the colors.
There's
no real
no value
to it to me other than the colors. Okay. I just like the Rasta
Well, a lot of people gonna misinterpret that because they think you a part of that.
That's their problem.
Yeah, I'm just saying that's why I had to ask you, right? But let's bring it out, right? 1 John chapter 5 verse 3. So we're gonna show my brothers how to love God according to the Bible. All right, King? Let's read it.
This is the book of 1 John chapter 5 and verse 3.
Right.
For this is the love of God.
This is the love of God. Right? Keep going.
That we keep his commandments.
Now we gotta do a quick pop quiz. How do you love God?
By being obedient.
Let's read it again. He's gonna tell you, right? He gave you the answer in the question.
For this is the love of God.
That we do what?
That we keep his commandments.
What's the love of God? So if loving God is keeping his commandments, what commandments are you keeping to show God that you love him?
Would it be the commandments that
Thou shalt not steal. What else?
not kill?
Thou shalt not kill, commit adultery. What's adultery?
Sexual relations, loving and married, or
That's fornication. Adultery is when you sleep with another man's wife.
okay.
Right? What's that song that they sing? That future song?
Gucci flip.
Yeah. They talk about Gucci flip flops, right? That's the spirit of the world, right? That's adultery. Taking somebody's wife. But saying that, what's another commandment? Thou shalt not lie. You know what I'm saying? But there's a couple commandments that's not in the 10 though, right? You have any kids?
Yeah.
You have any kids? Sons or daughters?
Son.
Right. One of the commandments in there is it doesn't mention that you can't be a homosexual. So that means since it's not in the 10, we don't follow it. You know what I'm saying? There's more than 10 commandments that's not in the 10. Right? Let's read what you got.
It's the book, 2013.
Oh, no, I don't want to get
okay.
I'm just demonstrating the point how that there's more than 10 commandments. And if we truly said we believe in God, like you said, we have to show God that we love him by keeping his commandments. Right? Give me Proverbs 8 and 17.
The book of Proverbs, chapter 8, verse 17.
Now look what the Bible says. Because a lot of people say I can just wake up in the morning and say thank you Jesus and then go about my way and live however way I want to live. Right? The Bible doesn't teach that. Right? The Christianity might teach that. Right? The church down the street might teach that, but the Bible doesn't teach that.
This
right?
is my own thing with the Bible.
What happened?
Teach me about
What makes it European?
African
What makes it European?
Because this right there, the Bible, where it come from.
What makes it European?
Because that everything that happened in and around the Bible happened in Africa.
Give me Acts 13:1. Let me show you something. Acts 13:1. I'm gonna show you some. I'm gonna show you a black man or an African man in the Bible, but it's actually an Israelite man. This is not a whitewashed book. Now look. I listened. I did listen. You got to let me respond. Okay. Yes, there is a European power that is able to whitewash history. I'm not denying that. But when we go through the scriptures, we see that the people of this book are not Europeans. If anything, the Europeans that are in this book, there is judgment for those Europeans. Those same Europeans that you're talking about, that you said that's affecting the Bible, and the Bible, they say they going in chains. Right? Those people are being put into slavery. Let's read something.
Never heard that before.
I'm going to show you right. Give me Acts 13:1.
That's a book of
Hold
Acts.
on. We can read this. Give me Acts 13:1 in the NLT. Right? Give me that in the NLT. I'm going to show you something in the Bible. Right? Right. And give me the book of Exodus chapter 4, verse 6.
You want which one?
Right?
You want Acts 13?
Hold that. He's going to give it in the NLT.
Okay.
Give me Exodus 4 and 6. Because Moses was a black man, an Egyptian man. That's why when he put his hand in his bosom, he took it out and said it was white as snow. And then he put it back in and said it was just like his other skin. If he was already a white man, why would it then change to white if it was already white?
How's that a miracle?
I'm not arguing that.
I'm
I
just
know
saying.
that everything in the Bible is from Africa. You ain't got to preach that to me. My thing is, why are you... This is not a book that's written by Africans.
That's not true. What source do you have to prove? Hold on. Actually, you know what? When you talk about Africans, what do you mean by African?
I mean people that are from the continent of Africa.
Now, you have to understand there's a biblical nationality, right? Now, we have our people in Africa, but Africa goes back to the land of Ham. Okay? There's Hamites and there's Shemites. The Bible was not written by Hamites or Africans. It was written by Shemites, the Hebrews. Right. The Hebrew people. The Hebrew people. Right. That's why you have these different tribes like the Ashanti tribe, the Igbo tribe. These are not Africans. These are Hebrew Shemitic people. Not African people. Semitic people.
Who write this book? Let me look.
I got you.
Holy Bible.
I got you. I got you.
Wait, let me.
No, I got you. I got you.
This Bible.
Do you want sources? Do you want sources?
This Bible is written
Do you
by
want a source?
kings.
Do you want a source?
Kings who put it.
Do you want a
Bible.
source?
Huh?
Can I give you a source?
It don't matter what you're giving. Give me.
Wait. Hold on. If you come to challenge our belief, you need to have a substantial rebuttal and refutal for what we're saying here. If I can give you a source of what substantiates this Bible, you then have to debunk the source. If you can't debunk the source that I give you, you can't.
It's just conjecture.
It's just conjecture.
But that's what you're basing everything off of.
Let's read this.
This is the book of
Watch this.
This is the book of 1 Thessalonians 5 and
Salah, my bad. Salah.
the book of 1 Thessalonians 5 and 21.
Right.
Prove all things.
Do what?
Prove all things.
Keep going.
Hold fast that which is good.
The Bible says prove all things. I can show you archaeology, biblical archaeology of the Bible. What's the tail dance steel? What's the Moabite stone?
I don't know nothing about it.
You don't know about it. So how can you dismiss something you haven't researched?
Because
How can you
I'm
dismiss something you
researching.
haven't researched?
I'm dismissing.
How can you dismiss something you haven't researched and you have a source to debunk it? So you're dismissing it, but you don't have a source, and you can't, and you haven't proved anything contrary to it.
Because I said about the prophecies of Zechariah and Isaiah.
Then you know what you said? You said something powerful. Let's look in the prophecies.
The prophecies.
Let's go to Deuteronomy 28:16. I'm gonna show you a prophecy. Now let me ask you something. I got you. Did the transatlantic slave trade happen?
The what?
The transatlantic slave trade.
Yeah, with the black people. Yeah, it did happen.
Do you agree with that? The transatlantic slave trade happened?
I don't think it did happen.
Okay, what about the sub-Saharan slave trade?
I think what they did, well, this is what I think. I think that history that they have it as given this history month, like there's a lot of things that are actually fabricated. Like how can you like a whole race of people in 1 month?
Wait, what do you mean? It was end of the month?
No. So that's the fact that they're trying to give us a Black History Month.
Oh, I see.
So how are you supposed to give us a Black History Month when we basically started civilization?
Exactly. It's more than a month. We need a whole goddamn millennium, right?
Yeah.
We need the whole thing. But let me show you something. There's a couple books I can read. There's a book called The Great Stain, right here, right? The Great Stain. Have you all heard about that? The Great Stain?
No, I haven't heard.
Right? So now this book also substantiates further the slavery and the transatlantic and the slavery, right, and the transportation of slaves. Right? There's multiple books we can go into that substantiate that the slave trade actually happened. But the Bible said that happened before it even happened.
Right.
Yeah,
You see what I'm saying? It was a prophecy. That's what I'm saying. He said prophecy, and you said it's based off of faith. But if my faith can be substantiated by history, it's no longer just faith, is it? Let's read Deuteronomy 28 to 68.
This is the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 and verse 68.
Right?
There's nothing you can tell me from that book that will ever change my mind.
And that's okay. Maybe it's not just for you.
Don't believe
It's not for you. Maybe it's for him.
Read this, the book of Deuteronomy chapter 28 verse 68.
Right.
And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt.
What's the word for Egypt? What does that word Egypt mean in English? Egypt just means bondage or captivity, slavery. The Bible is saying that God is going to bring the Israelites into Egypt or slavery with what?
Again.
With what?
With ships.
With what?
With ships.
With what?
With ships.
Did the so-called African man or black man go into slavery on ships? Yes or no?
Yeah, they went on ships.
Yes or no?
Yeah, they went on ship.
Okay.
all right.
So then that Bible just proved the prophecy, right? Before it even happened.
I can tell you right now that
Let's read it.
I could tell you right now that there going to be someone going to find other planets with life on it.
I'm not.
Does that mean
I don't
that
give a
the
damn
prophet-
about those other planets.
No, but
We trying to rule this.
Watch your back.
We trying to rule this planet right here.
No, I'm just saying. Just like how he made that prophecy, I can make a prophecy and it will come
But
true.
this is in detail.
Are you sure about that?
I'm positive it's
Or
going to find
what, like what, about what? A prophecy about what?
a human find another planet with people on it.
Okay, let's
So,
read it. Let's
you
get
go
let's
right
get a
about
detailed
that, that's
prophecy.
going to be a prophecy.
Let's read it. Let's read that.
Keep listening. This is very detailed. And the Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships.
Right.
By the way whereof I spake unto thee,
Uh-huh.
thou shalt see it no more again.
Uh-huh.
And there
And there, where you get sold, right? Keep going.
ye shall be sold
To who?
unto your enemies.
Unto the Dutch.
Unto your enemies.
Unto the French.
Unto your enemies.
Unto the Europeans.
Unto your enemies.
Unto the white man.
Unto your enemies.
Keep going.
For bondmen.
For slave man.
and bondwomen.
And what?
And no man shall buy you.
That word buy means to be redeemed or saved. No man saved us out of captivity. We may have taken the physical chains off, but we still got those spiritual chains on. That happened in the Bible 2,000 years ago. It was prophesied that our people will be put on slavery on ships. That is a prophecy out of the Bible. It's more than just faith. If my faith can be confirmed through history, it's no longer just faith. I'm proving it with facts. Let me ask you something. What's a primary source?
What do you mean primary source?
What's a primary source? What would you define? What would you define a primary source as?
That's the main information, main thing where information comes from.
Right, exactly. An eyewitness to an event, right? If we can read in the Bible, if we can get history and sources of eyewitness to events, wouldn't that be a primary source to substantiate the claim that we're saying?
Yeah, it does.
It does.
You see, y'all basing all of this crap that y'all telling
It's
me.
crap.
It's
crap.
No, listen what I'm
It's
saying.
crap. Going into slavery on ships is crap.
No, y'all are basing everything.
Is this crap right here?
To me, it's crap.
This is crap.
Our history.
This is crap.
All of that stuff to me is all crap. Everything that's in that is crap.
I think. Where are you from, brother? What's your ethnicity?
Jamaica.
That's Jamaica, bro. The thing is,
You're disgrace. Come on,
Cooley.
Brother,
Cooley.
you don't understand the debates because I'm trying to talk to you.
It's a hard walk.
Yeah, it's
Right?
But listen.
Right, how do y'all feel about this? Do you think this is just crap? He said this is crap. Do you think this is just crap? Why is it crap? Ask him. You believe in it, right? Ask him. Why is this crap? Why is this crap? You believe in it? What do you mean, do I believe it?
No, I'm saying like
I don't believe this is crap. I believe this is the history that happened to our people.
history, man.
Now he's saying that this is crap. What do you mean by that?
No, I said it's. I believe it's crap.
Tell the
If
people
you
why you
believe
Why do you
it,
believe it's crap?
Tell them that.
Why do you believe that?
I just choose not to believe it.
You don't believe that this happened.
Now,
I gotta hear
the
this.
Bible.
The Bible what?
Huh?
Okay, without the Bible, did this happen in history? Can we go to books and sources that substantiate
You're
this
talking
historical
about-
event?
You're talking about.
at?
Huh?
Oh, it's placed in Israel, right? That's like
And certain parts of Africa, you can hear it.
Israel. It says Israel right
So,
there. All right, so
So how is this crap?
Wait,
that's
let me.
one.
Do y'all believe this is crap? Right?
What's crap
do you
about
think,
it?
Do you think? Okay, let me ask you something. Do you think justice should happen to the people that went through this? 2 Maccabees 1:28.
I do believe that. You're talking about.
Should there be justice for
Are
this?
we
For
talking
what happened
about-
to these
are
people?
we talking about-
Yes,
wait,
right.
wait,
Should there be
wait,
justice
wait,
for
wait.
what happened to these people?
Are we talking?
Should there be justice for what happened to the people on this sign?
Do you believe in the Bible?
He does not.
You do not.
That's
So
what-
your beliefs are different than their beliefs. You it's arguing. So
No, that's the thing is. No, I'm
But hold
not
on.
like.
It's all right. Already, he doesn't
confrontation
believe in
or
it. The thing is, I'm not just teaching him. I'm teaching the brothers that believe
There's
it.
nothing to argue about.
But we don't teach religion. Well, let me ask you guys something. what is the substantial justice, right? That should happen. That should happen for this right here. What is something that's equivalent? What is something that would be able to substantiate? What's a good thing that would pretty much equate, right, or rectify what happened to this right here?
With that?
Yes. Genesis 9:6.
It shouldn't hold its own value.
What do you mean? And okay, what's capital punishment?
What's capital punishment?
Yes.
The worst punishment, right? Pretty much.
But what are some, like, what happens when somebody goes through capital punishment?
Pretty much
Tell me.
flogging, stuff like that.
Because I don't know everything. I don't know everything. So
It's more than just being beaten.
Getting
If
out.
somebody is on death row, what happens to them?
They get killed.
They get killed. Of course. So now the people that did this to our people, should they be put on death row?
But none of those people is alive today.
But their descendants are. Their descendants are.
Yeah.
Their descendants are here. You got kids,
Okay,
right?
okay,
So
yeah.
when you're not
Okay.
alive, your kids are still going to be here, right?
Yeah,
But then you're still here.
But they're not responsible for my sin. If I go and shoot
Respect.
somebody, they're not
Isaiah
responsible for
17:21.
You can't, that's the thing, bro. You
This is
can't.
the book of Isaiah, Watch this. chapter 14, You said since their parents are not here, then they shouldn't be subject to the sins that their parents did. Let's see what the Bible says.
Isaiah 14 and verse 21.
Read.
Prepare slaughter.
What?
Prepare slaughter.
What?
Prepare
The
slaughter.
Bible says prepare slaughter for who?
For his children.
For who?
For his children.
Because what?
For the iniquity of their fathers.
Your fathers went to a restaurant, they
every-
ate the food,
every
and they ran
man-
out, and now you got to pay
Hold
for
on.
it.
Every man
Now
is
y'all gotta
saved.
pay
Every
for
man
it.
is saved by the grace of God, and can't no man be plucked by the hands of God. Correct?
Every man is saved by the grace
Right?
of God. Are you sure about that? Open that one and 18.
Go ahead.
Oh no, wait. Every man is saved by the grace of God, right? When did that start? When did that begin? When did that begin?
In the beginning was what?
No. When did
the
the grace?
beginning- in the
If
beginning,
every
God
man
what?
is saved by the grace of God.
In the beginning, God
Wait.
what? In the beginning,
Wait.
God.
If okay, I got you. That's John. That's Genesis 1:1. That's John 1:1.
Genesis
That's
1:1.
no point that you just made. Let me ask you something.
Yes, it is.
You said everybody's saved by the grace of God. Where was the grace of
they?
God in Sodom and Gomorrah?
Are they?
Where was the grace of God in Sodom and Gomorrah?
Are they? Where was the grace of God on the cross?
Where was the grace of God in
answer
Sodom
that
and
thing.
Gomorrah?
Where was the
That
grace of God on
question
the
makes
cross?
absolutely no sense.
Where was the grace of God on the
grace
cross?
of God in Sodom and Gomorrah? Where was the grace of God when He flooded the whole earth?
Are you going to protect your family or
Where
your
was
son?
the grace of God
Are
when He
you going
flooded
to
the whole
protect
earth?
people you don't know or your
You're
son?
not answering my question. You said where was the grace on the cross? That makes absolutely no sense.
One time and one time only, bro. But the thing is, bro, I have it on my arm, bro. We are all gods through the Son and Christ. We're all brothers,
Romans
right?
9:7. Romans 9:7.
We're not brothers, like we're all your brothers. I don't discriminate with nobody, bro.
Let me get
I love you like you
let
are
me-
my
I got
brother.
you.
You
Let
my
me get
brother.
26. Right?
Y'all have a great night.
Brother, you bringing confusion to our people, brother. You bringing confusion. He asked you.
No, listen.
You can't say something like that, brother.
No.
That this is crap.
No, you're bringing, you using the Bible,
All right.
which the Bible is
So-
flawed.
Concrete.
No, it's not concrete. You
So-
see
Give me
what?
Proverbs
You
30.
see
Everybody
what?
got
You
sense.
see what?
Okay.
Listen.
Proverbs 30. Everybody got
You
sense.
see what the Bible just
Proverbs
did?
30.
No, wait.
That's 80
Listen.
books.
No,
80 books.
listen.
Right?
Just give me a talk. Wait, can I get a talk? Can I?
Well, it depends. It depends what you're talking about. Because
We're gonna do this like basic school.
well, in the Bible, if you talk about, there's what, if you break down the Old Testament and the New Testament, the Tanakh, I could give you this. I think you go to the Bible in the Table of
But this
Contents.
is where you got to tell it, because you can't say 1,500 years.
Hold on.
You got about
I got you. Hold
100
on.
men,
What's your question?
and they all said the
Brother,
same
You're
thing.
not
you
giving
said
me a
slavery
talk.
was
Said the
crap.
same thing.
We gave you enough
No,
time.
actually.
We gave you enough time.
No, you're not giving me a talk. I
I
want
got
to
you. I got
talk.
you. Let me talk.
You got to
So-
talk to the
let me
person
talk,
who
let me
was
talk.
So,
It's all right.
trying to talk
It's all
again.
right. I'm gonna let you go. Okay.
So my belief is that even though I don't really have the specifics like you guys do, I just feel within myself as a black man that God flows through us all as black people. And I think that I didn't want to say it because the white people are there. But I think the equal punishment for something like this would be death.
That's right. That's right. The brothers in the spirit. That brothers in the spirit. Number 35 and 33. Give me that Genesis 9. Right? I'm sorry. It's a lot. You good? Genesis 9. Right?
I'll read it.
Let me show you this right. Let me do with your first point. Right? Because you said that, oh, they're not here. They shouldn't receive the judgment. Give me that in Numbers 35 and 33. Give me that in Genesis. You know what I want, right? Right? 9 and 6.
You don't see where the problem is.
No.
I'm refuting the Bible, but y'all
You
still
didn't
giving me things
refute it with the
from the
source.
Bible.
Refute it with the source.
Y'all going.
Refute it with the
No,
source.
but listen.
Refute it with the. What's the Nash Papyrus?
you keep asking me a bunch of crap that I have no clue
No,
about.
it's a
Listen to what I
manuscript.
gotta-
What's the
can you
Nash
li-
Papyrus?
Can you not talk over me? Just listen to what I got to say.
What's the Nash Papyrus?
Can you listen to what I got to say without asking me a
The
million
Nash,
questions?
I'm gonna tell you why I'm asking them this. The
fuck.
Nash Papyrus is an ancient manuscript.
Can
Right?
we have a
It's an ancient
conversation? I want you
manuscript
to
that's
have a
been
conversation.
verified and authenticated by scholars and theologians. The Nash Papyrus. Do you know what the Nash Papyrus is?
No, I don't.
So
But we
how
have a
can you
conversation?
refute
Just
anything we're saying if you have no sources to debunk what we're saying about the authenticity of the Bible?
can we have a conversation?
You have,
Don't like shout over me. Let's have a conversation. Please, let's have a conversation. Can we have a conversation?
We've been having a conversation.
No, we haven't. You've been shouting over me.
I haven't
We
been shouting because you've been
Yeah.
saying things that you can't substantiate.
No, because listen to what my point is. Because you're not giving me a chance to say my point. You just keep shouting. All right, this is my thing. Everything you're saying in this is what you choose to believe. This is none of this. There's nobody who was around when that is here. You're choosing to believe this. I choose not to believe it. So
Give me Acts 28 and 24.
you're going back to the book that you choose.
No, go ahead,
to
I'm
believe.
listening. Acts 28 and 24. I'm gonna show you yourself. I'm gonna show you in the Bible too. You know, you're in the Bible. The same Bible that you go against, I'm gonna show you in here.
Okay.
Right, Acts 28 and 24. Let's read this right quick.
Question, Slocky.
Go ahead.
Do you believe in space and planets and stuff like that?
If I believe in them,
Because you talked about going to other planets. Do you believe in that? Do you believe that other planets
Yeah,
exist?
about the
I believe
Anunnaki?
the world is a vast.
Yeah, about Anunnaki?
Have you been
Anunnaki
there?
like the giants?
No, but
No.
you see, you missed it.
They were the giants.
I
They were
choose-
fallen
I
angels.
choose-
Anunnaki fallen angels.
So the Anunnaki were
I choose
directly from the
not to
descendants of
believe
the
it.
Anunnaki.
You see me,
I know about
believe in-
Anunnaki. I know about that.
But-
Yeah, the Anunnaki. You know about Anunnaki?
believe in.
What are fallen angels or giants?
It's like the fallen angels.
I don't believe in fallen angels.
Like,
You don't believe in that?
It wouldn't be the fallen angels really. I think it's a case where
The conversation I gotta let
Hold on.
No, I know about that, man.
So now let me show you. Where's my? I don't want to lose my point. I'm gonna show you something. I'm gonna show you in the Bible. Acts 28 and 24. Watch this.
This is the book of Acts. The book of Acts, chapter 28 and verse 24.
Keep going.
And some believe the things which were spoken.
Some believe the things that were spoken. We don't think everybody's gonna believe. The Bible says some believe the things that were spoken, and what else?
And some believe not.
And what?
And some believe not.
Yeah, man.
You don't believe. The Bible says some not gonna believe it. So you just prove the Bible with your own unbelief.
if you pick a group of 10 people, you're gonna have people that believe and some don't believe. That's common. That don't. Yeah,
I'm just saying, brother.
common
I'm
knowledge.
just showing you. I'm just showing you prophecy, brother.
That's not prophecy. That's common knowledge, bro.
It's not common knowledge.
If you pick any group of 10 people, some people gonna believe, some not gonna believe. In whatever conversation you pick up.
I got
That's
you.
common
But in
knowledge.
reference to believing in the Bible, brother, I can also show you in Psalm 14 and 1 that what the Bible says that the fool in his heart says there is no God.
Okay, where did most of the things in the Bible take place?
Well, it depends on what historical time frame you're in reference to. Because most of the events happen in Egypt, right? The Egyptians also was in Canaan. It depends on what historical time frame you're in reference to.
So,
But that's why I'm saying, like, the sources that I'm telling you, that's why I said, you know what the Nash Papyrus is. If you're saying that it cannot be authenticated, it cannot be verified, and I present to you a manuscript that's been verified and authenticated, you then have to say, okay, this manuscript creates this. How do I debunk this manuscript? You have the Textus Receptus, right? You have the Syriac Sinaiticus. These are different manuscripts that has been verified and authenticated, right? That scholars, historians, and theologians have verified and authenticated. If something has been verified for its authenticity, how can you say it's fake?
I can verify this wallet and say it's authentic. That don't fucking mean it's authentic. That means I verified and authenticated. That don't really mean nothing.
What you was on the king?
All of that stuff is what you choose to believe, man. 'Cause you weren't around when that takes place. None of y'all was around when that takes place. But it's what y'all choose to believe.
That's a mute point because Leonardo da Vinci wrote stuff. Nobody was around to see that, but a lot of people believe the Da Vinci Code and what he said. A lot of people believe it. Nobody was around when Thomas Edison had all these scientific ideas. But guess what? The light is still right there. You believe it. When you see the light, and you
Then I
can
see God.
and guess
You can't
what?
see the light.
But
You can't see the
wait.
light.
But guess what? You can
light.
listen. But wait. You can see the things that happen in this book today.
That's right.
That's what he just showed
That's
you.
right.
Slavery. Wait.
We just
listen,
showed you
listen.
That's
Listen,
one of the
slavery-
things that anybody could have predicted That will happen.
but you
Give me,
have to scrap that.
let me ask you something. Give me an example of anything outside of the Bible of somebody predicting something and it came to pass.
Anything outside
Give me an
of
example
the
of somebody that predicted something and it came to pass outside of the Bible.
I don't really keep track of that shit, but I'm sure there's stuff that people predict that happen. I'm certain, I just can't think of nothing because I don't really pay much attention to that crap. But if you tell me there's nothing that no one predicts that it happened, then you're a fraud.
Okay, so if the prediction came true, what does that mean then? It was a lucky guess?
If I just give you a,
I'm just asking. If,
I just gave you a good example. I'm going to predict someone go find the next planet with life on it. In that is gonna happen. So does that make me a prophet? So what make it any different from the Bible?
So listen to what I'm saying, brother. You said that, well, a prophecy is just something that can just anybody can say and it can come to pass or not. But if the prophecy came to pass after it was said 2,000 years ago, does that make it does that make that prophecy true? If somebody made a prophecy, right? Like you said, okay, they said it was a planet that came through, and then like you said, the example of the planets, and say, oh, I'm gonna say, you know what, 2,000 years ago, there's gonna be 3 different planets that's gonna be discovered, and you said that happened,
Yeah.
and it came true.
Yeah.
Could I not consider you credible in regards to that prophecy?
Towards that prophecy, yeah.
Yeah. So then that's the same thing with the Bible. If the prophet Moses stated that there was going to be a prophecy where the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans were going to be put upon ships and transported across the world, and it came to and it happened, wouldn't that make Moses credible?
You're missing my whole
Oh my gosh! All right.
It would make
That's
him
the same-
credible.
that's the
It would
same
make
point.
him
Same
credible.
concept. It would make him credible.
Yeah.
But what would take away from his
But the
credibility?
thing, because the old Bible is based off of you can't win me with the Bible, bro. Because I don't believe
But you don't
the
believe in
Bible.
history either.
Huh?
You don't believe in history either.
I do believe in history.
Okay.
The Bible's a history book.
That's right.
Moses would be history. The children of Israel would be history. Egypt and
Bro,
Israelites and slaves.
there's
That's history.
archaeology.
All right, this is my thing. This is what I genuinely believe. I believe that black people, I believe that humanity started in Africa. I genuinely believe that. I believe Africa is the birthplace of all humanity. And
I get the NLT. I get that. No, I'm listening.
oh, you're saying that's not the real?
I'm listening to you.
But that's what I believe.
No, what you said was that you believe that humanity started in Africa. I'm listening.
Yeah, that's what I believe. But as far as it goes to as far as some superhuman create the world, that shit is, I might can't wrap around that whole man, like God created Adam and Eve. All that shit to me just sound like a bunch of bullshit. And to be honest, I'm arguing this because I pretty much, the whole shit just seemed far-fetched, and I genuinely just choose not to believe.
So you believe that 2 rocks collided, boom, it made civilization. That's what you believe.
No, I don't know.
So that right then
Just say that. Just say that.
Just say you're agnostic. You gotta say you're agnostic. Because agnostic pretty much means that you're on the fence. You can't prove it, but you also can't disprove it. So you're agnostic. You're not an atheist, you're agnostic.
I guess that's what I should
Yeah, you're
say.
agnostic. Because you can't bring me any sources to debunk the Bible, but you don't believe in it. But when we show you that it's proof, you don't want to accept that it's proof. So you're agnostic. You're on the fence. Right? The scripture says a double-minded man shall be unstable in all his ways.
I guess that's me.
Hey, so he's in the Bible. I just told you I was going to show him in the Bible. I told you I was going to show him in the Bible.
And he said he believed what you Rastafari colors. You like that Rastafari? That's based on this.
The Bible, yeah.
I like the principle of the Rasta.
Where does the principle of Rastafari
Right.
come from?
Not the old religious aspect.
Where
of it.
do the principles of Rastafari
I like the aspect of the peace and unity and
Where
one
does
love.
that come from?
And the weed.
That's the only part. That's the only part.
We caught on.
That's the only part.
Come on, brother. Hey, brother, it's all love for you,
No,
bro.
I-
It's
I-
all love.
I ain't nothing
It's all love. I know it's all
nothing
love. I
y'all
already
think,
know.
though, man.
It's all love.
Like,
King.
all my family is Christian. I ain't trying to knock y'all think, but I just.
Acts. Let me get you one last scripture, all right, King?
Yeah.
All right, Acts 13. Let me show you the NLT. It's not a European book like you said the first thing,
It
right?
definitely, if you can
That's,
tell me.
all right, let me show you this. Let's read. Let's read.
This is the book of Acts, chapter
And give me that Acts
13,
13
verse
and 1
1.
and the blue letter so it says that shows nigga.
Isn't
Right?
that stuff come? Isn't one of the Bible King James version?
Yeah, but not the only Bible's King James version. You have to easy the standard version, right? You have to.
Where was the first Bible created or written?
Well, the thing is, what does the word Bible mean? Bible means a compilation of books. Not every book was found in the same place, because not every event happened at the same time. So you can't say, well, the King James Bible was found right here. It doesn't work like that. There's different time periods for different prophets, right? Absolutely. Right? What do you think should happen to the people on this side? Right? Should these people receive justice?
I don't know. You just hit me with all this. I got to take it in. All right.
Yeah. Okay.
I mean, no offense.
That's
I
all
just
right.
don't know
But
what
no,
you're-
we do accept monetary donations for our ministry. So if
Yeah.
you want to support monetarily, you can as well. Okay.
I have no idea what you showed me. I'm just walking by you guys.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's slaves, right? It's slaves. That's
Okay.
slavery.
Yeah. It's wrong. That's wrong.
What do
Sorry.
you think should happen? What should happen to the people that put us in slavery? What would be equivalent justice, or what would be the proper recompense for what happened to these people right here? Or what should happen to the people that did this to our people?
Those people are dead, right?
But if
What's
they're
gonna
alive,
happen to them?
if they're alive, what should happen to them?
If they're alive,
Yes.
that should be hung.
They should be hung.
I'm sorry.
I'll say it.
Right.
What about their children?
Huh?
What about the children of these people?
Well, I don't know. Did they
What
have
if they
any,
benefited
did they
off
have
of it?
anything to do with what they did?
But what if they benefit off of it?
Oh well. Ask yourself.
If their
Your parents-
ancestors had a slave plantation and they made millions of dollars and they died, and that $1 million they made on that slave plantation, they gave it to their children. Those children received blood money from their ancestors,
Right.
and they're
That's
benefiting
wrong.
off of it.
That's
What
wrong.
should happen to them?
To the children?
Yes.
Which children? The first ones? Like when it just happened?
If you were a slave master, I don't know if you were in the past
No.
or reincarnated.
Oh my God, no.
And you had children and you died, but they got the blood money from the plantation that you owed.
Right.
Aren't they equally responsible because they inherited the funds that you made
The money
off
is
of the
tainted.
slave
The
plantation?
money is wrong.
Right.
Yes, I'm
So
agreeing.
Okay, so then
Yeah,
Right,
those
right.
music group.
But I don't think. But there's a culpability of that. The money is evil. The money needs to go back to where it came from.
right, it should come back.
Yeah.
What about the white privilege?
What about it? What do you mean?
The white privilege that so-called white people have because of the situation. Should that be taken away?
I don't know. I mean, I haven't studied it, so I'm not.
But
saying-
you know there's white
What's happening,
privilege.
brother? I can ask you one question.
Yeah. There was a lot of evil stuff.
What should happen to the slave owners that made all the money off this plantation? They gave it to their children, and their children inherited that money. So those children also received the judgment that when it happened to their parents, they put it off. Hold on. I got
Y'all
you.
listen
Hold on.
to this.
Let me show you something. I got
Now
you.
listen to this
Watch
question right quick.
Okay. Give me the book of Isaiah 14 and 21. And give me Job 21 and 17.
Yeah.
Let me show you something.
All right, y'all.
Hey, we appreciate your time, all right? You have a good night, all right?
I believe in you.
I appreciate it, man. Y'all be safe, man.
Yo,
Stay in the
thanks a
spirit,
lot.
all right? Stay in the spirit. But yeah, so pretty much what I'm asking him is that if he was a slave master, right, 9 times out of 10, probably 10 times out of 10, he was a slave master, right? And he made so much money off of his plantation, he dies. Then his children inherited that money, right? Would you say that they benefited off of the money that was created or generated by slave labor? So did you hear what he said? He said that, okay, this is my question for him. For you, right? If you're a slave master and you made so much money off of the slave labor and then you die, and then your children inherit that money that was generated off of the slave labor, wouldn't they be equally responsible or equally held accountable since they benefited off of the slave labor that you conducted?
Yeah. The children of the parents who did that. Yes. What about the children?
All right, brother. Hey, repent, keep the commandments. We're God's chosen people, all right? All right, man.
Are your children's children responsible for your actions?
Depends.
Okay. Well, I mean, like if you do something bad, are your children responsible for what you do?
Let's go to Job 21 and 17. Let's read it.
Listen, I'm not trying to get into a debate. slavery is wrong.
But what should happen to the people that put us in slavery?
But hey, we've all been slaves.
That's a goddamn lie.
No,
You was in the
we all
indentured
been
servant.
slaves.
Show me a picture of your people being hanged. Right now.
I'm Filipino. I was slaves before you were fucking slaves.
You're Filipino?
Research it, yes.
What year?
My grandparents were Filipino.
What year?
When they were Filipino?
When they were slaves.
Yeah, I was born in 77.
What year were they enslaved?
I don't know, just look it up.
No, you look it up. You said it.
Bro, and we're all
Prove
fucking
it.
slaves. Dude, we're all fucking slaves. Yes, I do know my history. Look up history. Yes, I was a slave before blacks were slaves.
What source do you have to prove that? Give me $100 if you have a source.
Research it.
Give me $100 if you have a source. You're broke and you're a liar. You're a liar. You're a liar.
I love you guys.
I don't.
I love people.
I don't. I don't
It's
love
not
everybody.
color.
I only love my people.
It's definitely coming.
Yeah, that's definitely. We're not colorblind. If I could sign an application and ask what my ethnicity is, I have to put black, white, Latino. So we can't dismiss it as Yeah, like you're like, you can't sign it. But you know, you have a great night. I do appreciate the dialogue. Absolutely not. But I appreciate the dialogue. You have a great night,
Seems
okay?
like it's a one-sided thing. I love
It absolutely is. Absolutely. Slavery was a one-sided thing as well, right? Right. You have a good night. You have a good night as well. All right. All praise to the power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, man. Right. We are here to teach the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans that we're God's chosen people. Right. That we have to wake up and teach our people the truth of the Most High. Give me the book of Acts, chapter 17, verse 6. All right. Give me the book of Acts, chapter 17, verse 6. And what's happening, King? What's happening, brother? Hey, King, give me 5 minutes, family. 5 minutes.
Let's get it poppin', it's the Prophet Zamar, LOZ soldier, and Yahweh told me, wake up my people, it's almost over. In the synagogue of Satan been faking, we gon' expose them. So is iron rusted, so is his wickedness, they corroded. And John 3:16, the only verse these Christians quoting. I'm looking at them like, what the hell y'all been smoking? The kingdom is